Good day students and welcome to the first video tutorial for the subject Earth Science. By the way, I am Director RJS Olarve and I will be your teacher for this semester. And for our first lesson, can I ask you some questions? Like, whenever you look up into the sky, have you asked and pondered questions like, is the sky the universe? When and how the universe started? When and how did the solar system begin to exist? Or what is my place in the universe? These questions have been asked throughout the history of mankind. Answers to these questions have led to more intriguing and complex questions. And in science, there may be no exact answers to these questions, but scientists and philosophers may have provided theories for some of the answers to these questions. And in this lesson, we are going to discover the different theories about the origin of the universe. Join me as we discover the different theories regarding the origin of the universe. And for our first destination, let's have the different lesson objectives. In this lesson, you are expected to explain the difference between hypothesis, theory, and law. Second is to enumerate and explain the different theories regarding the origin of the universe. And lastly is to familiarize with the different philosophers and scientists that contribute to the theories regarding the origin of the universe. And to proceed, let's have the introduction. So here we are going to encounter three terminologies that I want you to familiarize yourself with. So the first term is what we call hypothesis. So the origin of the universe is explained using ideas from uneducated guess. Sa Tagalog, hinuhulaan. Right? Educated guess can either be accepted or rejected, depending on the result of that activity or experiment. And these ideas are usually deconstructed, reformulated, and retested, and are not universally accepted, and it is called as theory. So example of a theory that is not universally accepted is the theory of evolution. So I would like to ask you the question, do you believe that you came from a monkey? But at the end of the day, so we need to respect the diversity of people in terms of their beliefs. And third term is what we call law. So as time goes by, if there is any belief that no one can debunk, it will be accepted by all. And that is called law. So example of a law is the law of inertia, the law of interaction, and the law of gravity. Whether you like it or not, all those stuffs, all those things really exist. So now let's proceed with the discussion proper. And as we go with the discussion proper, can I ask every one of you to have your modules with you, at the same time a pen. As you can see on your modules, there are blanks there. And you are able to fill in the blanks with the correct information if and only if you're going to listen to me very carefully. So let's begin the discussion proper. And let's have now the theories regarding the origin of the universe. So actually, we're going to have 18 theories regarding the origin of the universe. So mahaba-habang discussion to. And simulan na natin. Theory number 1, the cyclical or the oscillating universe. So the Hindu-Asian text Rig Veda described the universe as cyclical or oscillating universe in which a cosmic egg expands out of a single concentrated point before subsequently collapsing again. So here we have the picture showing the cosmic egg. And this Hindu-Asian text Rig Veda describe the universe as cyclical or oscillating, wherein this cosmic egg contains the whole universe, including the sun, the moon, the different planets, and all the space. And as you can see in this picture, so we have these portions, the color pink. So those are the sun, the moon, and the planets that they believe came from a single concentrated point that suddenly collapsed. So next theory, we have the primordial universe. So here we have this man named Anaxagoras. So Anaxagoras is a Greek philosopher who believes that the original state of the cosmos was a primordial mixture of all its ingredients, which existed in infinitesimally small fragments of themselves. And Anaxagoras believes that the first mixture is at stationary. And when we say stationary, it is not moving until that first mixture of the cosmos was set into a motion, and suddenly it shifted and separated all the ingredients. And if we're going to have an analogy, let's say may dala-dala kang kare-kare, tapos nadapa ka, and then yung mga ingredients ng kare-karing yun ay na kung saan-saan napunta, and ganun din yung analogy dito ni Anaxagoras. May mixture, and then all its ingredients, small fragments of themselves, actually departed from each other. Next, we have the third theory, the atomic universe. So here we have these men, okay, named Leucippus and Democritus, wherein in this theory they believe that the universe was composed of very small, indivisible, and indestructible building blocks called the atom. And take note that these men actually founded the school of atomism, wherein this school believes that same belief that they have, that the universe is composed of atoms. Next, we have the first theory, the Aristotelian Universe. So here we have Aristotle. And who is Aristotle? So Aristotle established a geocentric universe in which fixed spherical Earth is at the center, surrounded by concentric celestial spheres of planets and stars, and the four classical elements of fire, air, earth, and water. And then Aristotle also mentioned that there are two forces acted on the model that I'm going to show to you. So this is the Aristotelian universe, or the model of Aristotelian universe, wherein, as I've mentioned, there are two forces that acted on this model. The first one is the gravity, wherein it allowed the water and the earth to sink. And the second one is the levity, which allows the air and the fire to rise. And as you can see in this picture, the Aristotelian universe established the geocentric concept of the universe, wherein geocentric came from two words. Geo means earth and centric means center, wherein this belief believes that the center of the universe is the planet Earth. So that's why in this picture you can see the planet Earth at the center, and then the sun, the moon, the other planets, and we have the firmament is actually revolving around the planet Earth. Next, we have the fifth theory, the Stoic Universe. So here in this concept, they believe, or the Stoic philosophers believe, that the universe is like a giant living body with the stars and the sun as the leading parts, wherein they believed here that what happens in one place affects what happens elsewhere, because they also believe that all the parts inside this giant living body are interconnected. Kumbaga sa katawan ng tao, pag sumakit yung ngipin mo, di ba, halos damang-damayan ang buong katawan mo. So, ganun din dito in the giant living concept. So, they believe that the stars and the sun are the two leading parts. Next, we have the heliocentric universe. So this is actually the counterpart of the geocentric of Aristotle, wherein this man named Aristarchus of Samos is a Greek astronomer and mathematician that is the first person to present an explicit argument for the heliocentric model. So if you're going to compare the heliocentric model to the geocentric, geo means earth, centric center, helio means sun, centric means center, and what do you think is the center of this concept? Yes, you're right. So they believe, or Aristarchus believed, that the center of the universe is not earth, it is the sun. After Aristarchus died, so here comes Seleucus of Seleucia, who supported the theory by using the tides to explain heliocentric and the influence of the moon. And this is the picture showing the heliocentric universe, wherein they believe that it is not the earth that is the center, instead it is the sun. Next, we have the Ptolemaic universe. So here we have this Roman Egyptian mathematician and astronomer Claudius Ptolemaeus, who described the universe as a geocentric model. So here Ptolemy believed that it is not the sun, alright? It is not the sun, instead it is the earth that is the center of the universe. This is the picture showing the idea of Claudius Ptolemy, or Ptolemy himself, who described the universe as a geocentric universe. Next, we have number 8, Abrahamic Universe. So several medieval Christian, Muslim, and Jewish scholars put forward the idea that the universe was finite in time. So meaning they believe that the universe has a beginning. And we have this Christian philosopher named John Philoponus of Alexandria was the first person to argue that it was a finite universe having the beginning. This is the man behind this concept, the Abrahamic Universe. Next, number 9, we have the partially heliocentric universe. So we have now Somayaji Nilakanta. Sana kayo ay masaya pa kasi itong si Somayaji, lagi itong masaya. No? But Somayaji Nilakanta of the Kerala School of Astronomy and Mathematics presented the partially heliocentric planetary model of the universe. So this partially heliocentric universe incorporates the two model, which are the heliocentric and the geocentric model of the universe. So the question now is, paano nag-occur itong partially heliocentric model of the universe? So imagine we have the sun and all the planets are actually revolving around the sun except the planet Earth. And habang nagre-revolve ang lahat ng planeta kay sun, so si sun naman is nagre-revolve siya kay Earth. So it sounds complicated, pero ganun po ang paniniwala ni Somayaji Nilakanta. Next, number 10, we have the Copernican Universe. So here we have the Polish astronomer Nicholas Copernicus, who adopted the idea of the geocentric just to meet the requirements of the heliocentric universe of Aristarchus. And in 1576, English astronomer Thomas Digges popularized the idea of Copernicus, and it was in 1605 wherein si Johann Kepler abandoned the circular orbits in favor of the elliptical orbits. So this is the picture showing the Copernican universe with the incorporation of the idea of Johann Kepler. Next, we have the Newtonian Universe. So actually, this Newtonian universe was proposed by Sir Isaac Newton, and he published his Principia, which describes a static, steady-state, infinite universe, wherein he believed that there is no beginning and there is no ending. It is infinite universe. And here in his idea, he believed that matter on a large scale is uniformly distributed and the universe is gravitationally balanced but essentially unstable. Number 12, we have the Cartesian Vortex Universe, so proposed by the French philosopher named René Descartes, who outlined a model of the universe with many of the characteristics of Newton's static infinite universe. So as you can see, some of the theories are just modification of the previous theory that we already talked about. And then we also know René Descartes in mathematics because he has this contribution about the Cartesian coordinate plane. And here, he also proposed this Cartesian vortex universe using his prior knowledge with regards to the Cartesian coordinate plane. And he also believed that the vacuum of the space was not empty at all, but was filled with matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. And next, number 13, we have the Einsteinian Universe. So it was Albert Einstein in his theory that he assumed that the universe was static, meaning it doesn't change, it is dynamically stable, and was neither expanding nor contracting. So from the beginning, from the time that the universe were created or started, it is the same universe that we have today. That is according to the Einsteinian Universe. But there came a time when Einstein abandoned this theory when Edwin Hubble showed that the universe was not static. Ibig sabihin, nagbabago talaga. Ibig sabihin, hindi stable ang universe na meron tayo. That's why this is the first theory of Einstein. No, itong theory na to ay medyo masakit ang kanyang pinagdaanan. Kasi siya ay, yung term natin ngayon ng mga kabataan, para siyang ginosting kasi iniwan siya. Okay? And let's continue, no? Number 14, we have the Big Bang Theory. So, Big Bang Theory was actually the well-known and accepted theory regarding the origin of the universe. And it was after Hubble's demonstration of the expanding universe. So, this Big Bang Theory has been the mainstream in the scientific view. Tanungin kita ngayon, what's your idea about the Big Bang Theory? Kayang ba ay pagputok or may na-explode ba dyan? So that is one of the misconception about the Big Bang Theory. Because in this theory, the universe was described as originating in an infinite, tiny, and infinitely dense point that suddenly expanded. So I would like again to echo, it actually expands. Hindi po siya pumutok, hindi siya nag-explode, nag-expand yan. Okay, and it was actually credited to Belgian Roman Catholic priest Georges Henry Joseph Edward Lemaitre. And this is the picture showing how does a infinite dense point suddenly expand. Ayan, so the Big Bang Theory. Next, number 15, we have the oscillating universe, or also known as the Big Crunch Theory. So we have here the favored model of Einstein after he rejected his own model. And ano nga model yun? The Einsteinian Universe. So, inabandon yun, di ba? Ginosting yan ni Einstein, and then he landed with this model called the Big Crunch Theory. Kasi nga dito din niya kinuha or dito niya ilagay lahat ng mga revisions and modifications na nakuha niya din galing sa ibang mga scientists para mag-formulate siya ng ganitong klaseng theory. And as you can see in this picture, napalaki natin how the Big Crunch Theory works. So it is at some point from the idea of the Big Bang Theory wherein it all started with this dense point. So as you can see here, we have the dense point, and as time goes by, it will undergo some sort of expansion. Okay, so nakita natin dyan in the picture, mag-e-expand ngayon yung tiny dense point na yon, and then there will come a time that it will reach its maximum expansion. Okay, and then after it reach its maximum expansion, meron lang siyang dalawang pwedeng puntahan. It's either dumiretso siya doon sa open universe, wherein magkakaroon doon ng infinite expansion, so patuloy siya sa paglaki, or on the other hand, pupunta siya kung saan siya nagsimula, which is papunta siya doon sa closed universe. So this is the modification of Einstein with this idea. Next, we have the steady state universe. So steady state universe, it was proposed by the English astronomer Fred Hoyle and Austrians Thomas Gold and Hermann Bondi. And the theory predicted that the universe continued to expand, but it did not change its density. And this steady state universe, so from the word itself, steady state. So yung kanyang density ay hindi nabago habang siya ay lumalaki. And as you can see here, in the Big Bang cosmology, the matter dilutes as the universe expands, while for the steady state cosmology, the matter is constantly created as the universe expands. Number 17, we have the inflationary universe. So the American physicist Alan Guth proposed this model that is also based on the Big Bang Theory, because we mentioned earlier that Big Bang Theory really became the mainstream in the scientific community kasi nga talagang sobrang naging patok siya noong mga panahon na nailabas ito ni Edwin Hubble. And then here in the inflationary universe, they still believe that it all started with this primordial fluctuating and tiny and dense point lang din, nag-umpisa ang lahat. Pero ang kakaiba dito, nagkaroon dito ng inflation. Okay, medyo hindi siya expand kundi medyo tumataba siya hanggang sa unti-unti siyang nakakaroon ng process of reionization, and then suddenly saka siya naging isang malaking universe. Okay, that's the inflationary universe. And we're down now to our last and final theory for today's lesson, which is the multiverse. So this multiverse was actually developed by the Russian-American physicist Andrei Linde, and he sees our universe as just one of the many bubbles that grew as part of the multiverse. So sa madaling salita, ang atin daw universe ay isa lang sa maraming universe na makikita natin inside the multiverse. That ends the discussion proper, and now let's proceed with activity number 2, and kindly turn your module on page number 7 and kindly answer what's new. So this time, using your new gained knowledge about the origin of the universe, we're going to explain how the universe originated, and write your answer on the provided portion below. And after that, kindly also answer activity number 3. So this is a short quiz. So after activity 3, kindly also do activity number 4, my modified theory. So this time, kindly read the direction written on your module and kindly follow the instructions carefully. And for questions and clarifications, just contact me on my FB account, rjsolisolarve, gmail.com, and my cell phone number is 0975-705-1548. And just a reminder, when you eat or drink or do anything else, always do it to honor God. 1 Corinthians 10:31.
So while you are answering all your modules, do it to honor God.
So this is again Director RJ S. Olarve. For now, I am signing off, and see you on our next video tutorial.